Hello people of the web, and welcome back to another episode from the Vanilla High server. In the last episode I was working frantically to get my god armour done before 1.14.3 releases, and we can no longer make armour with multiple protection types. By the end of the last episode I'd managed to fully enchant my armour and rename it, and since then we've managed to get Hushbug with a complete set of god tier armour, and one of my friends, Avelina, who you might remember built this sugarcane farm room in here, she came over and I assisted her in getting her god tier armour. And I've even managed to get myself nearly a full set of spare. Yeah. They're fully maxed out, and this just needs fire protection, which I might even have levels to do now. Yep. So I have a complete spare set. I'm going to continue to enchant more armour between doing other projects, just so that I might have some spare pieces that might help players if they miss out on the chance. Particularly friends of mine that currently can't play. So one set spare, but I'll add to it. But we've done enough enchanting in the last episode, so we need to move on from here. Before we move on and work on the task I have for this video, I need to grab a few supplies from the output chest. Now, with all the grinding of skeletons, we've gained quite a lot of bones, so much so that this third double chest has filled up before, and I've had to offload into shulkers. As you can see, we have plenty of bones, which will be useful for the project we have. We've also been generating quite a lot of armour and bows, so much so that these are all full, basically, which is a nice bonus. Now, while I've been making an effort to fill my inventory each time I leave here, obviously they've been building up faster than I've been getting rid of them, just because we've spent so much time here AFK. But I'll continue to do that until we clear the backlog. You may remember in the past I've had gold from the Nether, and each time I walk past I put it in here. Now, seeing as spawns are still turned off for the Nether, I figured why not put the gold in from all the armour. I've reached the destination for the build for today. Now, that portal goes through to the witch farm. This is the swamp overland, which is where we're going. And this is what I was looking for. You can come with me. Come on. Although I will need to find another one, which probably might hint as to what I'm looking for. Oh. It's just a simple step. Just come up. Thank you. Now I'm hoping that I can find another one nearby. But for now, this guy, why, there, is secure. Now time to search for a second one. Ooh. Yep, that'll do. Who wants to come with me? You? Come on then. I've always wanted to see if this is possible. It is, although apparently it hurts. I suppose it would have been more entertaining if it were a flying pig, but flying cow works. Come on, you'll like what I've got in plan for you. It involves lots of feeding and company of another cow. I mean, who doesn't love company? Now, obviously, because this is a swamp biome, it can spawn slimes. So I don't really want to put a pen just straight on the grass because, well, that would be problematic, to say the least. So my choice is, do I slab an area here, or should I build a platform out over the water? I think I'm going for a platform over the water. While sea lanterns aren't exactly necessary because, well, nothing can spawn here anyway, it might look nicer, not being in the dark. I've finished the platform, and while yes, it was originally just stone slabs, I thought that was a bit too plain, so I put a little bit of pattern in it. As you all know, patterns aren't my thing, but it's slightly less boring than plain stone slabs. Now, let's do the edging. You may remember that when I was clearing all the caves down from near the witch farm, I dug up quite a lot of oak fencing. So rather than making spruce fencing, which I think looks better, I'm going to use up some of this stuff. Right, that was easy. And I think I brought more fencing than I actually need. And what's worrying is that this isn't much of a dent on what's in storage. Come on, I've made a new home for you. Oh, this might be problematic, getting them to walk along this bit. Oh, okay. That wasn't very difficult, actually. There. Now all I need to do is breed them up. I have some wheat seeds. In order to feed the cows and breed them up, I've made a nano farm, which I believe is an Il Mango design, although I did it based on a picture, which I think doesn't actually require that piece. Let's see what happens. Crouch, flick lever. Yeah, that works. Now let's start breeding. Yay, a baby cow! That machine is fully filled up with as much bone meal as it can take, and I have all of these shulkers full of bones. So it might be time that I use up some of them. Oh, and it's raining, which means I can zip across. I didn't realise how many seeds I'd be getting from this. Lots. Luckily, I've got somewhere to put them. Seeds. They'll filter through and we'll get some bone meal back from them. It's quite a happy coincidence that my flower farm has a overflow for all the seeds. It's nice when things just work out. Oh look, bone meal just got made. Oh look, bone meal just got made. I could watch this all day. Bone meal! And is it time yet? It is. Look, look, they love me. Oh, it's nothing to do with the wheat that's in my hand. They just think I'm a swell guy. Does this actually speed up their growth? Oh. Well. It's going to be a fat cow at least. Oh! Okay. I just gave up on him growing up and then, as if by magic. Crouch. Walk in. Shut the door. Oh! Whoops. I forgot that I need to keep at least one seed. And zoom! I believe the time between breeding sessions needs to be about 5 minutes. So, I've set myself up to do some fishing while I have my cup of tea. And by the time I finish my tea, it'll be time to breed some more. I popped back to the base to get some items, and when flying by I noticed that the ice farm was completely full, which is nice, and not much of a surprise when I come to think of it, because, well, this is nearly directly over the skeleton spawner, so of course it would be loaded while I'm grinding there. Been so long since I harvested. Seeing as I've got to travel down the pathway anyway to get to the swamp, I might as well do some of the path. Packed ice, that's what we need. Wow, that's not very much packed ice for a full harvest. That's slightly depressing, but it still will improve the pathway slightly, although I don't have a boat with me. Yeah, as you can tell, the tunnel hasn't been extended, or the ice path, I should say, hasn't been extended since I last filmed in here. And although technically it's supposed to be here to use a boat, most of the time I just fly. Although that's something that Hushbug probably wouldn't do. See, that works perfectly, as long as the world loads in. There. Ouch! Well, I was successful, even though it did end with a crunch. As you can tell, the herd is growing nicely. Long may it continue to do so, and then we'll have the big purge. I don't want to say killing them. All the cows are spreading out from me as if they know what's coming. Whilst some might find this time-lapse distressing, it's important to remember that these are only Minecraft cows, and despite that, an effort was made to make all deaths as quick and as painless as possible to minimise suffering. Hopefully these cows know that their meat will be used to sustain us in battle so that we might live, and their hides will be used for the betterment of our base and Minecraft experience as a whole. Rest in peace, Daisy 1, Daisy 2, Daisy 3, all the daisies, forever in our hearts. And we're back on to me. Now, yes, the Nether Act Pillar is where I had Hushbug standing so I could get the shot. As you can see, we got plenty of leather from that. I think that was a worthwhile thing to do. And there's still more cows than I'd like to keep, but they're all babies, so I'll wait till they grow up and then cull a few more off. And now the pen is pretty much empty. So I think we've got enough leather to restock our supplies. We were running a little bit short, seeing as so many people bought stuff off me so they can make books. And I thought this would be an interesting project and help me get rid of some bones. However, all I've managed to do is empty one shulker of bones. And so I've still got 12 left, I think. This one's nearly empty, but then most of the stuff has moved to here. So yeah, we've used up just one shulker. Got to think of some other uses for bones. Rather than leaving these shulkers here, I think I should repurpose them. So bones, more bones. Yeah, and you guessed it, bones. If I move these across, I can take the shulkers with me. And these can come with me. Done. Oh, best remember to collect all the junk out of this chest as well. I say junk. Useful stuff. And now that I'm back home, I have to go through all of the effort of sorting these items, which is such a pain because I have to put hoppers into here, and then I've got to break this chest, this shulker, and well, do that. Oh, and of course, turn it on. Such effort. Obviously, the bigger quantity items like oak fencing, it's easy just to do that. Now, I'm aware that the Guardian Farm has been a project that's been going on for a while, but it is a considerable project. And last time I showed it in video, it wasn't quite finished. Now, however, Hushbug has finished doing the walls. And so everything should be done. Apart from she did manage to kill Scuba Steve, who you may remember was sitting in a boat over here, by letting lava drip out and burn him. So we need to find a replacement at some point, somehow. Although we can't do that until mobs are turned back on, obviously. Also, in this area where we had dolphins for a brief period of time and they were dying, well, what Hushbug's done is remove the ceiling so that there is plenty of space for them to grab some air. And hopefully... Ooh, interesting thing for the fish to be doing. Hopefully, if we introduce another dolphin, he won't die. But we can't test that yet, just because spawning's still turned off, so getting more dolphins is a bit of a pain. Because, yeah, there's nothing out here. So, need a new zombie, a new dolphin, and then just a couple guardians to go in the other tank. And we should be finished. Right, tidy up. I was just going to go on a rant about how many shulkers and chests there were lying around with junk. And then I realised that these ones over here are what I placed. So, I can't really blame Hushbug. Although we really don't need that stone. Which means... And the hawk here, pick up the chest, and the stone can despawn. Both the silo and the storage area are completely full with stone. Seeing as I've now sorted all the chests out at the garden farm, and I've done all of the stuff from the fishing hut next to the witch farm, I'm slowly sorting through moving all of the bows to here from the skeleton farm. And I learnt something. Chickens can climb ladders. Unfortunately, he's not clever enough to work out the middle of the ladder. So he might be sitting there for a while. Unless I can push him off. Nope, I can't. Apparently he's better on ladders than I am. Whilst I was sorting through some of the stuff from the skeleton farm, someone was talking in chat about needing bone meal and it being impossible to get while mobs are turned off. So here's an opportunity for me to get rid of some and earn a favour. Then we pick up as much of these and throw them. See how many he can take. This will also mean I've got an empty shulker again. I think he's struggling. Anyway, I've done my good deed for the day. Time to head home. And as I finally finish emptying this chest, we have no bows or armour left in those 9. This video is going to be a bit shorter than other recent ones, but there certainly isn't enough time in this video for what I want to do next. And so I'll be closing off here so that I can get started with the next video. Thank you to everyone who takes the time to watch my videos, and a special thanks for those that leave a like, as it really helps to encourage the algorithm to promote my video to more people. Bye bye now.